And let me remind you that this is the beginning of a campaign, and this is a campaign that's going to continue the great work that we're seeing in the city of Cincinnati and great progress. So you got to be excited about that, right? Yeah. All right, very good, very good. Well, I am here today to introduce the candidate who's going to be announcing his run for Cincinnati City Council today. Before I do that, I want to acknowledge a couple of people who are here. The first of which is Tim Burke, who is the chair of the Hamilton County Democratic Party. Give him a round of applause. And the other is the new president of the Hamilton County Commission, David Pepper. You should know that I have known Tony Fisher for about 7 years now. I met him in 2002 when we needed a candidate to run for the state senate in the 7th Senate District, which is partly Hamilton County and it goes up into Warren County. And the party approached Tony about making this race, and he said yes. Now, he knew that this was going to be a tough race. He knew that this was an uphill battle, but that didn't stop him. He went out and he campaigned really hard. He went door to door. He used all the resources that he could possibly get a hold to, and ran this tough race for the party. Obviously, he did not win that race. However, he outran all of the Democrats on the statewide ticket in Warren County, in that part of the district where he was running. So he did a phenomenal job in that race. Give him a round of applause. And then in 2005, when I announced that I was going to run for mayor, actually I announced it, I think, in 2004. But at some point after I announced that I was going to run for mayor, I ran against David. David and I are good friends, so you all need to know that. I got this letter that had the return address on it from Iraq. And I'm thinking, what is this? And I open it up, and it's a letter from Tony Fisher and a check to my campaign saying how much he thought my being elected to mayor would mean for the city, and how he really understood my vision and agreed with it, and he used his small resources at that time to help me become the mayor of this great city. And he emailed his friends, he sent his parents to my events. I mean, he campaigned from Iraq, and that always impressed me. The fact that he was off defending our freedom and defending this country, but he was still concerned about the direction of his hometown, of the great city of Cincinnati. And that brings me to another point. You know, I often talk about the need to attract young professionals, to be able to retain young professionals. There are a lot of young people in this community that go off and get educated, and then they want to go off and do other things, which is a great thing. And sometimes they move away and they take jobs in other cities, and that's great for them. But I also appreciate those who go off and get their education and get their training, but they stay here, and they give us the benefit of that commitment. They give us the benefit of that education. That's the kind of guy Tony Fisher is. He has the opportunity to be anywhere he wants to be, but he chooses to be right here in the city of Cincinnati, helping us work on all of the issues that will transform this community. And I think you all know that Tony did a fantastic job right in this building when Joe Biden, who was a candidate at that time for vice president, was here, and Tony was given the great honor of introducing Joe Biden. Well, of course, you know, Joe Biden has now become the vice president of the United States, and Obama is the president. And as a result of that, Tony was asked to be a part of the train ride for the inauguration of the president and the vice president, one of just a handful of people across this nation who were given that opportunity. Tony is one of just 2 people in the city of Cincinnati that I officially anointed as representatives of the city of Cincinnati at the inaugural events in Washington, D.C. I am extremely proud of the work that Tony has done throughout his career. I know that he's going to be a great council person here in the city of Cincinnati. So without any further ado, I give you our next city council member, Tony Fisher.
Thank you. I would like to thank the mayor for his kind and generous introduction, for Chairman Tim Burke for being here, and for Commissioner Pepper for being here as well, and to thank everyone in the room for coming out and supporting me here today at Union Terminal in my race for Cincinnati City Council, in which I will be pursuing the nomination of the Democratic Party. It was in the city of Cincinnati, in its public schools and in its churches and in its neighborhoods, that I learned what it meant to be a citizen, what it means to take pride in your home and in your work, how you depend on the support of your neighbors, and how they, in turn, rely on you. It was in the city of Cincinnati that I learned about the world and America's unique place within it. It was here, in my hometown, that I learned responsibility. When I enlisted in the Army over 5 years ago, the city of Cincinnati was a city confused. We had no common purpose, we chose not to see our neighbors and ourselves, and refused to accept that we all desired a safe city where our families could not simply live a decent life, but also thrive, a city we did not have to leave in order to succeed. When I returned from my military service last August, I immediately recognized a great change had occurred. City government was focused on serving the community rather than soliciting it. Priorities were made. Priorities to reduce crime, to maintain fiscal discipline, and to leverage the unique assets our city has. I was impressed by the renewed commitment to the public good, a commitment I felt had defined the city of my youth. With the loss of some of Cincinnati's most productive council members to term limits this year, I felt called to offer myself to help continue this positive momentum in our hometown. This period of national financial crisis is a crucial one for Cincinnati. Our community has had the foresight and discipline to make tough, forward-looking decisions that many in both government and business elsewhere have not. The choices made by people far from here to invest short-sightedly and irresponsibly, however much it may affect our means to continue Cincinnati's progress, it must not affect our spirit to act. The city of Cincinnati, first and foremost, must create jobs. To do this, we must make certain we are properly using the resources we have today to promote the industries of the future. The city must connect citizens to jobs in local high-growth areas such as healthcare, chemical, pharmaceutical, construction and redevelopment, as well as begin investing in green technology. A highly skilled workforce is the basis for a sound local economy. We must maintain fiscal discipline while continuing to invest focused improvements in our neighborhoods, particularly our neighborhood business districts. We must work to improve our environment by supporting Mayor Mallory's Green Initiative, by modernizing our transportation infrastructure, and by making sure Cincinnati is ready to implement projects and programs coming down from the federal level. There are those who say we cannot do these things, those who drum up the same tired excuses year after year, who think Cincinnati is too small to accomplish great works in desperate times. That is why I am beginning my campaign for City Council at Union Terminal. This magnificent building, unique in its modern conception and breathtaking execution, built in the midst of the Great Depression, is a more eloquent rebuttal than any I could make to those who refuse to act. It stands as an example of what this city has accomplished in the past, and it will be a witness to what Cincinnati will accomplish in the future. Thank you.